You're in the office with Joseph Skoda. Right, Joseph Stephen Skoda III from the great state of Ohio. I'm a Buckeye. And many of you know I reside in California right now, and actually I lived all over the world and really enjoyed my travels. But as we get a little bit older, at least for me, as I get older in life, I kind of miss that connection with my roots. Like I said, my roots is Ohio, Youngstown, Ohio area, to be a little more precise, the northeast corner of that state, kind of between Cleveland and Pittsburgh, believe it or not. So half of my family roots for Cleveland, half roots for Pittsburgh. That's just how we grew up, and it's a lot of fun during those times. But what I've noticed is time goes on, we often don't take the time to reach out to family and loved ones, best friends. Remember our besties? We'll be best friends forever, and we're going to talk every day and those kind of things. And then often we have families or careers that take us away from that, and that's okay. That's totally respectable. But the reason I want to bring this up today is we often see on social media, mostly Facebook, it's like, happy birthday, cousin, you're the greatest. Or, hey, father, boy, I miss those days when you pushed me in the swing, the best childhoods we had. Or, hello, best friend, congratulations on that promotion. And we do that unknowingly that may be the only real conversation we have. And is that a conversation? Or is that just a way to let the world know that we're thinking of someone else? Now, when we say happy birthday to someone, even through a text or an email, does not necessarily they received it right away or let alone responded to it. Does it mean that much to them getting an email from your son saying happy birthday? You know what means something just a little bit more than that text to say, hey, great to see you, or I wish I was there. Right here. This, you know what this is? I'm sure some of you seen these before. It's called a telephone. It's called, hey, Mom, I miss you. Sorry I can't be there right now, but, happy Mother's Day, and I'll see you as soon as I can. You know how important that message is to a mother? Or even more importantly, if you make the effort to go out there and bring flowers to your mother in person? Sure, you might say, well, they live 2 states over. They live 5 hours away. They live in another country. Okay, what's stopping you from visiting mom? That's your mom. For instance, I like I said, I'm from Ohio and live in California now, and every time I go there, it costs me a minimum of $1,000. I need to rent a car, obviously get an airplane ride, hotel, food, all of those things. But I know it's roughly $1,000, maybe 1,100, maybe 1,200, whatever. But if I know I want to do that in 6 months, I'm going to find a way to do that. I may have to borrow money, but more likely than not, I just don't go out to eat as often. Or I put away some of that money rather than waste it. You and I, if we find something or someone important enough to us, we're going to find a way to reach out and be with them. How many times we know someone who maybe a good friend's child graduating high school or college or getting married, and we have that excuse, well, I just don't have the money, or I just don't have the time, or all you're telling them is that's not important to you. That's not important to you. If you're bestie, you're probably at their wedding, but all of a sudden their child's getting married, and maybe you changed the diapers once upon a time. But now because you got busy, it's no longer a priority. Guess what? Your bestie includes their family. You don't have to like their spouse so much, but the kids you kind of do because it's a product of both of them. Now, sure, if they disrespected you and did some things you do not agree with, you're not really going there for the kid anyways. You're going there to support your bestie. You're going there to support a family member. And like I said, you don't have to agree with their politics, their religion, any of those things. It's just showing love and support for someone you should show love and support for just because. Just because. Now, I've been in the military and I have friends literally all around the world. And of course, I don't go around the world all the time, but every year I try to visit another country, definitely back home in some other states. And it's going to be more difficult as I age, as things go on. But getting back to it, sure, a text saying happy birthday, and then on Facebook saying happy birthday so the world can see. But I'm urging you, really urging you, pick up the phone. And in today with cell phones especially, phone calls are inexpensive, almost free in some cases. And of course, now don't get me wrong, we have Facebook Messenger where you can have that live video, and that's wonderful. That's a wonderful way. We have a WeTime or WeChat or I don't FaceTime, I think it's called. Those are wonderful things, and utilize them whenever you can. But make the time, make the effort to put someone else as a priority. So maybe you see mom, every couple months because she lives nearby. Great. What about her sister Aunt Martha across the states? Why don't you go make a trip to go see Aunt Martha and bring your mom with you? Wouldn't that be great? A little family reunion, a little time of love, real family love. Now, sure, some families have a lot of bickering. Some have a lot of pointing fingers. Some have a lot of baggage and even some resentment. Sure, I get that. You don't have to spend a whole week at the family. Spend a day or two. Hey, I miss you. I wish things were different, but I wish you the best right now. Please call if there's any way I can help. That can be real feelings. Even with a chip on your shoulder, you can still be real. All these people did love upon you at one time or another. And we need to get rid of that baggage, that resentment, that negativity towards each other. What are we really accomplishing? When we're mad at someone for a long period of time, it puts a burden on our hearts. And sometimes the other person don't even know. So who's it really hurting? Anyways, the point is to go out there and connect. Sure, we're in unprecedented times, and some people are still afraid to travel and get out and understand masks, whether you agree with it or not. The point is, we don't know, but there's still a way to connect. And you use money as an excuse, I don't want to hear it. You use, I can't get on a plane or I can't drive so far, I don't want to hear it. People need us, and I need you, and we need each other to support each other, support one another. And more often than not, we don't need to let people totally bombard us with their negativity. We need to learn how to cut them out. And don't be that person to someone else. You want to be a good friend to someone? Yeah, that's it. Just listen to them. You know what a difference that makes when someone listens to you without judgment? Hey, it's hard. I've got my own issues sometimes, but I do listen more than I ever did before. I just got to learn how to zip it a little bit better than I have, but I'm getting there. I'm getting better at that. It takes baby steps. That's okay. People just appreciate you making an effort. People just appreciate you stepping up. People are just appreciating you for who you are if you show the appreciation, if you reciprocate that appreciation. Once again, I'm encouraging you, hey, go with the Facebook messages, go with the text, tweet to the world how much someone means to you, but let that person truly know it from their own hearts. And that's usually with the hug, a phone call. Hey, some of you may even still remember how to write a letter. Wouldn't that be cool? Write a letter, put a little picture up there back when things were great. Yeah, I bet your mom would appreciate that. And what if you wrote the letter and actually hand delivered it to her? Can you imagine that? And it doesn't matter what illness, which sickness, which whatever else is going on in the world, because we're all going to face something like that somewhere in the future if we haven't already. Show you care. And despite all the negative and throw up they may give to you, set it aside for a little bit and try to appreciate those good moments. You and I do not know when our last day on earth is going to be. You and I do not know how many more years, how many more days we may have on this earth. Wouldn't you rather have a smile on your face, feel a job well done, feeling the love around you from your community, from your family, friends, potential loved ones? Come on now. Make people a priority. Make experiences a priority. Make yourself a priority, and you'll do the right thing. Anyways, you're in the office with Joseph Skoda. I encourage you, once again, pick up the phone or meet someone in person. That really matters. Quite frankly, the rest of it doesn't. You don't have to show off for the rest of the world to see you're doing the right thing. You know what that right thing is. Have yourself a great day, and I look forward to sharing with you in the future. Bye now.
Live streaming on social media is the best new way to interact and bond with your community. Do you love to encourage, motivate, and empower others, but you do not know how? Well, your opportunity starts with us on social media shows. We have 20 shows a week live streamed across the globe, with a reach of over 80,000 and growing. So you can host your own show, and you can be anything you want to be. So let's bring the community together, and let's bring the world to you. Join us now.
John is an employee at one of the most famous firms in the city of New York, so his job is very hectic, and he realized that it is necessary for him to go and finally take a vacation. But he went on a vacation without planning out the details, and wasn't able to truly enjoy where he went because he had to think about so many things that he didn't plan for. Instead of enjoying his time away from work, he came back with more stress that he was not able to take full advantage of his vacation. But this year, a coworker suggested him to try World Ventures this time to make his vacationing more enjoyable and less stressful. They do not require you to plan anything outside of your transportation, which is also available at discounted rates. Your stay, your transport, and many meals are planned by the club. John liked the idea very much. He tries World Ventures, and his experience with the club was amazing, as he made many friends there with whom he had a great time. John recommends that everyone should try this club, as they are the best in business. See how the VIP-vacation-club.com can give you the right experience without all the hassle. Enjoy the VIP experience that only World Ventures.
We've reached the age of live streaming on social media shows. You may ask, we're already ahead of the curve, so why do you need to advertise with us? Well, only 8% of the businesses in the US are using digital advertising to grow their business. That's 2 percentage points short of reaching critical mass, which will lead to faster results. We have 20 plus shows with a reach of over 80,000. We'll give you commercial ads, website link, and connections to nonprofit organizations. So get your brand ready for digital monetization, for we are looking for sponsors, which will bring more traffic to your business and ultimately mean more sales. So let's bring the world to you. Inquire now.
Hello everyone, I know you can't see me, but you're in the office with not just Joseph Skoda, you're in the office with Vanessa Phelps. Hello Vanessa. Hi, we're going to talk a little bit about baggage and what is baggage and what it means to you and how things slow down. So Vanessa, tell us a little bit about what baggage means to you.
Baggage is anything that you pack and you carry it around with you. It doesn't matter whether that's clothes, your personal items, shampoo, your special perfume, your special shoes and accessory. It's anything that weighs you down that you think that you need. In reality, there's a lot of baggage that we carry around that we don't need. And you have to take into account the weight of the actual suitcase that you put all your things in. The bag that you put your badge in, that's baggage.
Now, is baggage always a bad thing to carry around?
I think unless you have an emergency kit, which means that, oh, I gotta reach over here to my baggage that has everything in it that I need for the moment, and it's always here at my side, then it's a good thing. And everyone has their emergency kit, whether it's a tangible bag that they take around, whether it's something that they reach back into the recesses of their mind and connect with.
Well, that's a good point. Now, we talk a little bit about baggage, how it can be good or how it can be bad. How does it affect our lives if we have too much baggage or too little?
Well, look at it this way. If you have to get up and go somewhere in emergency, do you want to have one bag that you just grab and go, or do you want to have to be weighted down by all the other bags that you need in place before you can make a move? And if you can't go without them, then you're paralyzed and you stay there stuck because you don't have the right bags to get up and go. And you can look at bags as something that weighs you down and you need to get rid of, or something that you bring along in the case of emergency that'll be right there when you absolutely need it. Every once in a while we need to drop our bags outside the door. Even if there's something mental, an attitude that we carry around with us, drop those bags out the door before you open the next door that you're going into. That's how I see baggage.
That's a good point. A lot of us have resentment and chips on our shoulder and other things that kind of get in the way of us progressing. What about people? People in general, can they be baggage? Good, bad, the ugly?
Yeah, people, thoughts, memories, hurts, pain, as long as you're carrying all that around with you, and a person doesn't have to be physically there, latched onto you, needing your support and attention. It could just be a memory that you have of a person that was in your life once before. Whatever move you make and wherever you go, there he or she is to remind you of how good or bad you are. That's the personal baggage that we all carry around. Bad relationships, bad upbringing, bad vibes, rejection, anything negative that you carry around on your neck that weighs you down. That's my definition of baggage.
But what if you had a good relationship, it just didn't work out, but someone you good in your life or you cared about one time? Is it important to just cut them out of your lives?
No, not at all. That's not baggage. That's something that sets you free from all those other negatives that weigh you down. I look upon baggage as something that weighs you down, that you pack and you carry around, and it adds weight to you. I'd like to be free and light and fancy free, footloose, fancy free, as they say, on my own 2 feet. If I have a pound of potatoes and 5 pounds of sugar, and I'm looking at all these starches and carbohydrates that tend to weigh you down and don't have any substance, like a good relationship that you plug in and it makes you feel better about yourself. Baggage is something that weighs you down and you pick them up because you're used to carrying them around with you all the time. And you don't realize what it's like not to be attached and connected to that extra 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds. Let it go. Try it.
Well, that's a good point. We try to let it go, try to forget it, try to discount some of that baggage in our lives. Can you give us some tips of what works for you and how we can easily do that?
Sure.
Burger? Who got the burger? All right.
Oh, beautiful.
You guys go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This doesn't look like baggage. This looks like good stuff.
It could end up being baggage unless you get up and walk it out. I look upon baggage as carrying this big fat burger around bite for bite. It weighs you down eventually. If you get up after this and think that you're going to go for a 5-mile run, you're wrong. That's a necessary weight. I think that we can all get up and make our runs, start our day off without those things that weigh us down. The problem is staying that way. So you have to realize what's weighing you down.
That's a really good point. Like you said, we can exercise, but we do like to eat also, and sometimes it's some of the other things we do that put on those calories. So how do we continuously put ourselves into check and more importantly, keep ourselves safe from that baggage that holds us back?
It starts with every waking moment. From the minute that you get up, you have to put yourself in check and say, I'm not going out today with all that luggage that I usually take. It's like, oh, do I have my pain and sorrow that I put on? Do I have that cloak of armor that I wear in case anybody might approach me and say the wrong thing that might hurt my feelings? Do I have that on? Some things we put on without realizing that we're carrying them around with us. If you think that other people can't see that you do have on a cloak of armor that you never take off, and you may think that it's a defense mechanism, however, it could weigh you down because you have to have it on at every waking moment.
That's pretty frightening how we let things often creep into our lives that slow us down, our progression, even at our jobs or potential future relationships. Now, even if we let go of something or we think we let go of something, how do we stop it from coming back and affecting us in a negative manner?
I think that just takes time and it takes discipline. I realize that I have a lot of angst that I carry around from past life experiences. So when it appears that I'm going to get into another one of those experiences, I have to switch gears really quick and realize that today's a new day. And I don't have to respond in the old way. And I don't have to reach back and look for all of my safety gear. And safety gear can be baggage too, that I put into place before responding. So one day at a time, one step at a time, 1 foot at a time, 1 minute at a time is how I get to the next point in my life.
I've got one more question. This is important. I forgot what book I read it in. I think it's the 1 Minute Manager, something about monkeys. Often other people have baggage, they want to give it to us and make us take responsibility or control of that. How do we stop that? How do we stop someone else's baggage from becoming our own?
I don't know that book about the monkeys, but I do know that I'm no monkey, and one monkey doesn't stop this show. But there's another book I read, and it's Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, and all stuff is the small stuff. I will not be a victim. No one can put their luggage and their stuff on me and expect me to carry it around. No one drops into my office and loads me down with their stuff, crap, and walks out. It's like, oh, excuse me, did you forget something? And that's how I feel about baggage. It's yours, not mine. And I can help you get rid of it if you want. All you need to do is ask. All stuff is small stuff. And don't worry about the small stuff. It's not that important in life.
I've got one more quick question for you. Often we want to give advice to younger people. What to look out for to ensure they don't have the same baggage that we've carried on for ourselves. How do we mentor other people not to fall in the same traps a lot of us do?
I came up with this great saying is, I did it, don't do it. It's like, learn from your predecessors. You don't have to live through some horrible, awful experiences. If somebody else is giving you pointers and tips on how to get through life from their mistakes, listen. So that way you don't have to worry about going through trial and error and landing on your feet. I did it. You don't do it. I don't care if that's proper English or not, but that's how I feel about that.
That's really great advice. I did it, don't do it.
You got it.
Well, thank you, Vanessa, very much on your tips and trials and advice when it comes to baggage.
Get rid of it.
Are there any other parting thoughts?
No, keep tuning in. I think there are nuggets of greatness in everything that you hear. And if you don't hear today, you may hear it tomorrow. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Vanessa. It's been in the office with Vanessa and Joseph Skoda. Have yourself a great day, and make sure to share, like, and subscribe to our channel. Have yourself a great day. Bye now.
Bye.
Or your finest social media platform, Instagram, of course, Facebook. Like, subscribe, share. We appreciate it. Let us know your thoughts and join our team. Anyways, we appreciate you staying tuned week after week, day after day, because we continuously build up our network to bring to you what you're asking for. Have a great day.